mean, okay. Magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat. Welcome po sa unang broadcast ng One Inclusion Live Weekend. Ito po, ngayon ay Linggo, ika-7 ng Hunyo, taong 2020. Ako po si Carlos Kanahashi at ito po ay ang produksyon ng Into Radio at H&I Philippines na pinamumunuan ng ating Pangulo na si Ginoong Roylan Marlang. Okay. Ngayong hapon, ang tatalakayin natin ay mga balita ng nagsimula ngayong araw. Okay? Una, si Senator Joel Villanueva nag-apela sa gobyerno na dapat prioritize muna ang assistance para sa mga unemployed workers patapos ng binigay ng desisyon ng Philippine Statistics Authority or PSA. Sandali lang. Okay. Sandali lang. Okay. Ang mga enforcers na nag-abusado sa mga anti-terrorism measures ay mahuhuli. Pag law enforcers will abuse the implementation of the anti-terrorism law will be punished according to Ping Lacson. According to a radio interview on the WIZ, he said that he issued this assurance to critics who feared out that the measure would be used to crack down on dissent. He said, if they worry about implementation, that's a different story. But if you talk about the law, there are many safeguards. The cure here is if there be abuses, we increase the punishment. If there's an existing law, the police will commit a violation of the proposed bill. This bill proposes to penalize those who are involved to propose, incite, conspire, participate in the planning, training, and operation, and also the facilitation of a terrorist act. Okay? Senator Soto offered a special session for the Bayanihan to recover as one bill. Or this is another bill that which is like the sequel of the Bayanihan to Heal as One Act. Because as you may know, the Senate and House were not able to finally approve the Bayanihan 2 bill. And we have already said by Sunny Angara that the Biennial to Heal as One Act will expire once the Congress adjourned their assembly on Friday. Sabi daw ni Ping Lacson, kung nasimulan na at may naiwanan, tuloy-tuloy yan. Pero ang di pa na-implement, wala na yan. Ang di nasimulan na-implement, he said over DWIZ when he asked if some subsidy under the Biennial to Heal as One bill. If the financial aid has been started, it can still continue. But if it's not as much implemented, not anymore. The Population Commission brings family planning services to household level. The POPCOM brought family planning services to the household level in anticipation of a poverty-inducing economy debilitating population boom. In a statement, the POPCOM said that the population boom is expected after a crisis for indefinite reasons, and part of the Commission's mission is to intensify the distribution of contraceptives. The Philippines is under the grips of the COVID-19 pandemic, and the country has been in a virtual state of lockdown since March. According to Dr. Juan Antonio A. Perez III, the chief of POPCOM, he said, "We saw in the past during a lifetime of our parents or grandparents the significant increase in birth rate after major adverse event. This is the reason why family planning is even more important during our current COVID-19 crisis." They also partnered with Bayer Philippines and thus goals that support the United Nations Millennium Development Goals. These are to promote gender equality and empower women, reduce child mortality, and Goal 5, improve maternal health. So as you may know, the Millennium Development Goals was implemented from the start of the millennium until 2016 when it was replaced by the Sustainable Development Goals. Okay? I want you to watch this video presentation in connection to the Sustainable Development Goals.
Kinakailangan tayo ang henerasyon na magwawakas sa matinding kahirapan. Tayo
Ang henerasyon na pinakaporsikitong
labanan ang kawalan ng hustisya at hindi pagkakapantay-pantay.
at ang henerasyon na siya ring susumpo sa climate change.
At ito ang gagawin natin. Ang Sustainable Development Goals, 15 taong plano para sa ating lahat sa bawat sulok ng mundo, wala tayong iiwanan. Mamumuhay tayo sa isang mundong walang sino man ang dumaranas.
Mamumuhay tayo sa isang mundo kung saan
Walang nagugutom at gumigising sa umagang nagtatanong, may kakainin tayo.
mamumuhay tayo sa isang mundo kung saan walang taong namamatay
Sa sakit na may lunas. At kung saan
Ang tamang pangangalaga ng kalusugan ay panghabang buhay.
karapatan ng lahat.
Mamumuhay tayo sa isang mundo kung saan lahat ay nakakapag-aral
At nabibigyan ng sapat na kaalaman
at kasanayan para sa isang masaganang buhay.
Mamumuhay
tayo sa isang mundo kung saan lahat ng kababaihan at lahat ng batang babae ay may patas na oportunidad upang umunlad,
maging matibay at ligtas.
hindi tayo magtatagumpay kung kalahati ng mundo.
ay naiiwanan.
Mamumuhay tayo sa isang mundo kung saan lahat ay mayroong malinis na tubig at maayos na palikuran
sa bahay,
sa paaralan at sa trabaho.
Mamumuhay tayo sa isang mundong
At enerhiya
para sa lahat.
Init, ilaw at
Kuryente na hindi sumisira sa mundo.
Sa isang mundong umuunlad
Ang mga ekonomiya
at ang kayamanang pinatamasa.
ay siya rin magbibigay ng desenteng trabaho para sa lahat.
sa isang mundo kung saan ang ating mga industriya
infrastruktura,
at pinakamahusay na inobasyon
Hindi lang maginagamit upang maglaban.
kundi para ang buhay natin lahat.
Mamumuhay tayo sa isang mundong walang diskriminasyon
at labis na di pagkakapantay
Sa loob ng ating bansa,
sa pagitan ng mga bansa.
Mamumuhay tayo sa isang mundo kung saan
ang lungsod at komunidad ay ligtas.
Maunlad at sumusuporta sa mga naninirahan dito.
Mamuhay tayo sa isang mundo kung saan ibinabalik natin
Ang ating kinuha sa Mamuhay tayo sa isang mundong isisipidong suyuin ng banta ng climate change.
Mamumuhay tayo sa isang mundo
Kung saan pinangangalagaan natin ang ating mga karagatan.
Mamumuhay tayo sa isang mundo kung saan pinangangalagaan natin ang buhay sa kalupaan.
Mga kasulbatan, mga hayop na kabuuan ng ating dibdib.
Mamumuhay tayo sa isang mundo kung saan may kapayapaan sa bansa, kung saan ang lahat ng pamahalaan ay may pananagutan.
At isang mundo kung saan mamamayani ang hustisya at bawat isa ay pantay sa harap ng batas.
At tayo ay dapat mamuhay sa isang mundo kung saan ang lahat ng bansa
at ang kanilang mga mamamayan
Ay magtutulungan upang isakatuparan ang Sustainable Development Goals.
Sa lahat ng mga tao at sa lahat ng sulok ng
Ito ang
United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. Tayo na kumilos
Sabay-sabay natin sa katuparan ito.
para sa atin.
ito ang United Nations.
Okay. Also this.
In the year 2000, leaders from 189 countries agreed on a vision for the new millennium. They wanted to end extreme poverty in all of its forms. So they made a list of 8 goals, called the Millennium Development Goals, and they wanted to achieve these goals in 15 years. One of the leading organizations working to fulfill these goals has been the United Nations Development Program, or UNDP. We're present in more than 170 countries and territories. We championed the goals so that people everywhere would know what they were and how people could do their part. We funded projects that helped fulfill the goals. We helped countries accelerate NDG progress by breaking down the silos and working across sectors. We acted as scorekeeper, helping countries to track progress. As a result, the number of people that live on less than $1.25 per day has dropped by more than half. The number of primary school agents who don't go to school, down by almost half. The number of people getting life-saving treatment for HIV increased by over 15 times. Child mortality, down by almost half. As much progress as we've made together, there's still a lot more to do. Over 800 million people are still living on less than $1.25 a day. 1 in 9 people on our planet goes to sleep hungry each night. Deforestation remains alarmingly high in many countries. Oceans are becoming more acidic, threatening food security and marine ecosystems. And about 1 of every 6 adults in the world is illiterate. 2/3 of them are women. We think those are tough numbers, and so do leaders from the countries where we work. So in September 2015, they agreed on a new set of goals to help finish the work we all started in 2000. The new goals are called the Sustainable Development Goals, or SDGs. We have made significant progress in the last 15 years, and we think there's plenty of room for hope, for action, in the next 15 years. Today, the world is more connected by technology. We know more about how to balance the 3 pillars of sustainable development: social progress, economic growth, and environmental protection. However, our climate is changing. Our planet is transforming, and there are more people on Earth than ever before. We at UNDP believe everyone can have enough of what they need, living within our planetary boundaries, and we are working around the world to make this happen. Our goals to reach by 2030 are to eradicate extreme poverty, protect our environment, and much more. UNDP has 50 years of experience working with countries to make this a more prosperous, healthy, inclusive, and sustainable world. Join us.
Okay. Okay. The Department of Justice to start review of the anti-terror bill. Check if provisions are constitutional. The DOJ already started review the controversial anti-terror bill. So the anti-terror bill is a bill that was soon to become a law, and that made the replacement of the Human Security Act of 2007. Lawmaker frustrated with court's inability to facilitate case of Piston 6. So this means that jeepney drivers that were facilitated in the process of the case, when this lawmaker, ladies and gentlemen, was frustrated. 6 jeepney drivers, including Ruben Bailon, the Secretary General of Piston, was detained last Tuesday for violating quarantine rules during the protests. Correcto, give OFWs a red carpet treatment. Senate President Ralph Pro Tempore Ralph Recto urged the Philippine government to give returning overseas Filipino workers the best possible treatment after saw images of them spending the night on the pavement in one of the terminals in NAIA, or the Ninoy Aquino International Airport. In a statement said that the teams should be escort returning of W's to hotels, so I spent some time before getting the keys to go back to their homes or provinces in the Philippines. The Bayanihan Law, or the Bayanihan to Heal as One Act, was effective until June 25 due to sunset provision. We maintain that it will remain effective until June 25, and the Bayanihan Act was signed into law on March 24 and was published on the next day. So Congress will go on a 2-month break, and they will resume the second regular session in July. Okay. The Department of Health said that the Philippines has now 54 accredited COVID-19 test laboratories. As of an update today, according to the DOH, or the Department of Health, the Philippines, as of 4 p.m. today, the Philippines has 21,895 cases of COVID-19 into the country. Kasi sa mga comments, na-flat na talaga ng curve sa NCR. Pababa ng trend sa NCR, pero tumaas naman sa outside ng NCR. Malabo na magkakaroon ng ECQ ulit. Para pag ganito siya, ibig sabihin, mababagsak ang economy. And we're now focused on the general community quarantine. Base sa breakdown, out of the 21,895 cases, 378 are fresh cases. 177 are late cases. On the total cases reported today, which is 555. 4,503 recoveries and 1,003 deaths. For the active case breakdown, out of the breakdown, the total is 15,905. The breakdown, asymptomatic, 698. Mild, 15,131. Severe, 57. Critical, 19. For the hospitals, as of today, the total of 13,462. The breakdowns are ward beds, 2,935. Isolation beds, 9,234. ICU beds, 1,293. Ventilators, 1,983. For testing facilities, 41. The total number of RT-PCR licensed laboratories. About 79% are the percentage of laboratories on stage 3 and up. 112 number of laboratories. Total 13. And the number of licensed gene expert labs, and 141 are the total number of laboratory applications. For the temporary treatment and monitoring, 46,007 total beds in Ligtas COVID, while 3,190 total beds in Mega Ligtas COVID. Okay? That's why we are now, because that's why malabo pang mag-ECQ ulit dahil wala na silang pondo pang ayuda. That's why, dahil yan sa epektibo ng COVID-19, di ba? Because, Zemino, itong number of cases ito, mostly they're positive. Di ba? Bring flowers and say there for Manyanita to avoid arrest. So people planning to stage a protest should call their gathering a Manyanita. So you can't be arrested. So during the May 8, the day of the ECQ, sa lahat ng nais magprotesto sa nagap sa kapalpakan sa palakad ng sa gobyerno, paging Manyanita ang pagtitipon. So, Pangilinan also made a statement following the arrest of members in Cebu after they staged a protest against the anti-terrorism bill. 6 jeepney drivers were also arrested in Caloocan for organizing a rally that called the return of jeepneys during the ease restrictions of lockdown in Metro Manila. Okay. 4 Manila village executives face tax for arbitrary detention. 4 barangay officials in Manila village were arrested by Manila for allegedly locking a man suspecting with the new COVID-19 inside his home. This violated the Anti-Discrimination City Ordinance. Manila's public schools will get laptops and tablets because this will be used for their online classes for alternative learning as classes resume. Each tablet has a SIM card with a 10 gigabyte bandwidth per month, and it will have pocket Wi-Fi for students. 2 suspects were killed in the 244.8 million Shabu buy-bus operation. Okay, the 2 men were killed after they allegedly shot it out with law enforcers in an anti-drug operation in Parañaque City. This is an entrapment operation. They killed Jean Longkay and Danny Apiga. These suspects were found carrying 36 kilograms of shabu or methamphetamine hydrochloride with a street value of 244.8 million. Okay. Stay informed, vigilant. The University of the Philippines urges students, alumni to report fake Facebook accounts. Suspicious accounts of names and students and alumni of the University of the Philippines have surfaced online. They have reported fake or dummy Facebook accounts have been used for UP students and alumni. The UP management urged its members to check their names and accounts and report it to the Facebook Data Protection Officer. The UP office, the student region, said that the empty, duplicate, and fake accounts carrying the names of UP Students have reported following protests in UP campus sets and threats to students. The student group that was first reported in UP Cebu. 7 protesters at Alexander were arrested after joining an anti-terror bill protest. It says, "We express our utmost alarm since these accounts are suspected to cause harm or spread false information. It will be best if we are all stay informed and vigilant. We just need to stand together against possible tactics seeking to silence our voice." Last night, the UP Student Legion received reports that fake accounts of the students of the UP were made. Earlier today, we have received the same reports from students in various schools and universities as well. We encourage everyone not to panic and remain vigilant. We implore our students to check their accounts and report the fake ones to Facebook. We will not be silenced. Let us collectively look out for each other. Compassion is important. Bong Revilla said that he will seek an appeal to the Philippine National Police to ease detain Laila de Lima's visitation restrictions. Sabi na niya, I've been there. Yung mga tanging hitay mo sa pagdating na bukas ay makita ang mga bisita mo. Pagkaroon ng kausap at ang human interaction, maski paano kalimitado man ito. Tapos, pagkakait pa sa'yo, hindi po biro ang magpapisa sa selda. Bong Revilla was jailed in 2014 for plunder and was released in 2018. De Lima was detained last February 2017 for drug charges. Laila de Lima said, there is no rational basis for PNP authorities to insist on so-called standard policy and follow the lead of other jails and correctional facilities that are also currently under total lockdown. As we keep on stressing, unlike in other jails, there is zero congestion and zero COVID-19 cases here. There are very few PDLs in the facility, hence physical distancing is no problem at all. Besides, I'm in isolated detention quarters here, alone. In business, kung gusto kayo magsusugal sa Las Vegas, sa Amerika, Las Vegas casinos opened their doors last Thursday after 11 weeks closed due to COVID-19, with downtown roulette wheels and slot machines running to live minutes after midnight. Large crowds flocked immediately to casinos successfully, and it said, "We're fired up." You can see the smiles on everybody's face. The largest fountains were switched back on shortly before the casino floors reopened. The reopening is a major boost for the Las Vegas economy, because the economy there was so worse in the U.S. Vegas is still Vegas, but the guidelines are every other slot machine should be switched off. Guests are encouraged to eat face coverings on while gambling, but drinks will once again be served on the casino floor. Nightclubs and Las Vegas shows remain closed. Casinos are conducting temperature checks upon arrival. Okay. Base sa ito, papasahin ko to ang National Privacy Commission. The National Privacy Commission is monitoring reports that the proliferation of alleged impostor Facebook accounts that have victimized Filipino data subjects. While the extent of these incidents are not yet fully determined at this time, we have been receiving reports from different sectors, mostly coming from academic institutions. We immediately brought this to the attention of Facebook. According to Ms. Claire Amador, Facebook representative in the Philippines, she said that they're already investigating this particular matter as well as other information on unauthorized Facebook accounts. Meanwhile, the Privacy Commissioner has instructed Facebook to report its significant findings as soon as it becomes available. In addition, we encourage everyone to report alleged impostor accounts to Facebook through www.facebook.com/help-report. Okay. So, I will also have a commentary about community quarantines. Okay. The community quarantine or is community quarantines. Last March 15, last March around 12 and 13, President Rodrigo Duterte declared the start of the enhanced community quarantine in Metro Manila and the rest of Luzon. This means after the President already declared a state of a public health emergency in the Philippines and after the declaration of COVID-19 as pandemic by the World Health Organization. Community quarantines. First, we have the enhanced community quarantine. This is very, very strict, ladies and gentlemen. Right. But remember, the ECQ is not a martial law style. This is a way for your safety and for the health in order to stop this virus. On May 15, the ECQ was downgraded to a modified enhanced community quarantine. This is like the transition period, or rather the transition to the general community quarantine. The modified general enhanced community quarantine is about the final preparations for the general community quarantine until we wait for the new normal until a vaccine has been discovered. And then on May 28, President Duterte declared that Metro Manila will be placed under the general community quarantine. After almost 2 months of stricter lockdown measures, on June 1, the start of the general community quarantine in Metro Manila. That persisted until this week, this coming June 15. On June 16 and 30, we're awaiting if we will be going to the modified general community quarantine as we await ourselves for the new normal until a vaccine has been discovered. So, because of this community quarantine, I urge everyone to follow the quarantine measures. I will also appeal to everyone that you should only go out for essential services, not for pagala-gala or anything. You should if there's nothing else to do outside, stay at home. Okay? Okay. So today is the peace. It's June 7, 2020. Today is the solemnity of the Holy Trinity, yung Ama, Anak, at ng Espiritu Santo, or the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Pakinggan mo itong Pakinggan mo tong homily ni Father Reynald Malikdem.
Relihiyon, the mystery saved through him. My dear brothers and sisters, today we celebrate the very heart of our Christian faith, the mystery of the Trinity. And this doctrine of the Most Holy Trinity makes us common to other world religions, but it also makes us different and distinct from them. Ang ating pananampalataya sa banal na santatlo ay kapareho ng ating pananampalataya sa ibang mga relihiyon, pero ito rin ay iba sa kanilang pananampalataya. With many world religions, we also believe that God is one. But our faith, our Christian faith, portrays a different image of God. Though this God is one, we believe that this God is a community of persons. This God is Father, Son, and Holy Spirit.
Okay. Ayon ito sa homily ni Father Reynald Malikdem, ito ang ibig sabihin niya, ang Holy Trinity Sunday, ito ay ang Ama, Anak, at ng Espiritu Santo. Okay? What does this mean? Holy Trinity is the Trinity Sunday is a Christian feast that is dedicated to the doctrine of the Holy Trinity, the essence of God the Father, Jesus Christ, and this is the first Sunday after Pentecost, ladies and gentlemen, and it celebrates the Christian doctrine of the Trinity. The God, the Father, the three persons, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. This happens every Sunday after Pentecost. Okay? And as we now prepare ourselves to return to the ordinary time. After the Easter season, we are now in the ordinary time with Holy Trinity Sunday. Okay? Okay. To my dear fellow HNI members. Okay. This liturgical season, the ordinary time, is officially commenced today, just in coinciding with the celebration of the Holy Trinity Sunday. It happens on just a previous Sunday after the Pentecost. This is the time in which no particular aspect of the mystery of Christ is celebrated. Instead, the mystery of Christ itself is honored in its fullness, especially on Sunday. This is also the time to recite the traditional Angelus prayer. The Regina Coeli prayer replaces the Angelus during the Easter season. May be able to create a community of faith attuned to serving others through their liturgical celebrations and their prayers. Okay? So, that concludes the first broadcast of One Inclusion Live. On Inclu Radio. Tune in again tomorrow, this Monday to Friday. Tune in again with me this next Saturday and Sunday as Danmar will take over for the One Inclusion Live Monday to Friday edition at 5 to 6 p.m. I will see you Saturday and Sunday at same time, 5 to 6 p.m. So, this is Carlos Kanahashi. Thank you very much. May God bless us all. Pagpalain po ng buong may kapal. One inclusion forever. H&I, God first. Thank you. Goodbye.